Life has always shown us that there are people who are not ordinary. These are individuals whose paths are carved by a higher hand, whose destiny cannot be manipulated by jealousy, sabotage, or hate. No matter how many stones are thrown their way, chosen ones rise from the rubble stronger, sharper, and more radiant. Their enemies never realize that by attempting to dim the chosen one's light, they are only covering themselves in darkness. To attack a chosen one is to invite chaos into your own life, for what is protected by the divine cannot be dismantled by human hands. Before we dive deeper, if this message reaches your spirit right when you needed it the most, then it was meant for you. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because every word here is sent to guide, protect, and awaken your destiny. And for those who truly feel aligned with this message, type 1111 in the comment section. It is not just a number, it is a spiritual sign, a divine blessing of alignment, and your confirmation that heaven is backing you. Now, let us uncover 9 signs that prove you can't destroy a chosen one, because in trying, you only end up destroying yourself. 1. Their strength comes from the unseen. A chosen one doesn't walk by their own might, they are powered by forces unseen. This is what makes them different from ordinary people. While others rely solely on connections, wealth, or personal influence, chosen ones draw their strength from a higher dimension, from a source that no human eye can measure and no human hand can cut off. You may attack their reputation, drag their name through the mud, cut off their resources, or even try to break their spirit through betrayal, humiliation, and rejection. But the truth remains, they are not standing by earthly support alone. Their foundation is divine. When their enemies celebrate their downfall, when people assume it's finally over, suddenly, they rise again, and not just rise, but rise in a way that shocks everyone who doubted them. And people ask, how did they survive that? How did they recover from this? The answer is simple, because their supply comes from above, not from man. They are plugged into a divine current that cannot be switched off by human hands. Their enemies may think they have control, but chosen ones are never truly at the mercy of men. To fight them is to fight the unseen hand that lifts them. And no one, not in history, not in eternity, has ever fought the divine and won. You cannot defeat what is rooted in heaven with weapons of earth. That is why every attempt against them ultimately collapses, leaving their enemies exhausted, confused, and defeated. 2. Every attack becomes their elevation. What others would call destruction, a chosen one calls transformation. To the ordinary person, betrayal may feel like the end, rejection may feel like failure, and loss may feel like a curse. But for chosen ones, these very blows are secretly shaping them into the person they were destined to become. Every betrayal becomes wisdom, teaching them who to trust and who to release. Every rejection becomes redirection, steering them away from people and places that do not align with their calling. Every loss becomes preparation, conditioning them for something greater that lies ahead. What looks like defeat in the moment is actually sharpening, strengthening, and refining them. This is the paradox of chosen ones. The very weapons formed against them, instead of destroying them, become the stepping stones for their rise. Like gold refined by fire, they come out stronger, brighter, and more valuable. This is why you can never truly destroy a chosen one, because your attacks become the very fuel that launches them into higher levels. And the more you try to harm them, the higher they climb, often leaving behind the very people who once mocked or plotted against them. Meanwhile, those who scheme against them find themselves stuck in cycles of bitterness, envy, and stagnation. They waste their energy digging pits, only to fall into them themselves. In the end, their enemies are consumed by jealousy and regret, while the chosen one stands elevated, transformed by the very storms that were meant to break them. 3. Their spirit cannot be broken. Chosen ones may cry in silence. They may fall to their knees in pain. They may feel the crushing weight of betrayal and disappointment, but they never stay down for long. Their spirit is built from something deeper than human resilience. It is divine resilience, a resilience born from purpose, from faith, from the unshakable conviction that their story is not finished yet. Life may strip them of material things, people may abandon them, enemies may rejoice over their struggles, but the chosen always find a way back. Why? Because their spirit cannot be broken. The more they are tested, the stronger their inner core becomes. It is as though pressure awakens something inside of them that ordinary circumstances could never bring forth. You can take everything physical from them, their job, their friends even, their home, but you cannot touch the essence that keeps them alive. That essence is their purpose, their mission, their divine calling. And purpose cannot be erased by opposition. To attempt to break their spirit is like trying to break fire with your bare hands. The more you grasp it, the more you get burned. Chosen ones are not sustained by comfort, they are sustained by destiny. Pain only sharpens their vision. Tears only deepen their strength. Every attempt to destroy them simply fuels their persistence. Their enemies may expect them to collapse permanently, but instead, they witness a resurrection that defies all logic. Because when your strength comes from above, your spirit cannot be crushed by anything below. 4. They are surrounded by divine protection. Every chosen one carries invisible armor, a shield that cannot be penetrated by human malice or manipulation. Some call it God's hand, others call it divine favor. But whatever name you choose to give it, its reality is undeniable. Enemies may wonder why their carefully laid traps never succeed, why their whispered curses backfire, why their gossip fades into nothingness while the chosen one continues to shine. It is not coincidence, it is divine protection at work. Chosen ones walk with shields you cannot see. When arrows are fired against them, they are deflected. When plots are devised against them, they collapse. When lies are spoken against them, truth eventually rises to expose them. Harm intended for them ricochets and returns to sender, leaving the enemies to reap the destruction they planned for others. This is why so many who plot against chosen ones end up frustrated, bitter, and defeated. Not because their strategies weren't clever, but because you cannot penetrate divine shields with human weapons. To oppose a chosen one is to oppose something much larger than them, something eternal and untouchable. And in doing so, you are not just plotting against a person, you are plotting against a purpose, and you cannot win. The chosen one may not even fight back, they don't have to. Their protection fights for them. That is why their enemies often destroy themselves in the process, unraveling in their own bitterness while the chosen one remains untouched, shielded by grace. 5. Their light exposes darkness. When a chosen one enters a room, their very presence unsettles those who live in deception, envy, and malice. They don't have to speak, don't have to argue, don't even have to point out what is wrong. Their light does the work for them. This is why enemies often grow restless and uncomfortable around them. It is not that the chosen one did anything directly, it is that their purity, their integrity, their authenticity exposes lies, jealousy, and hidden intentions without a single word being spoken. Darkness cannot coexist with light, and so when you try to destroy a chosen one, you are not actually harming them. You are revealing yourself. You expose the darkness within you for the world to see. In your attempt to pull them down, you end up shining a spotlight on your own hidden motives, your insecurities, your hatred. The chosen one remains standing, their light undimmed, but you are left with your mask ripped away, naked for all to see. This is why enemies of the chosen often end up destroying their own reputations. They wanted to silence the chosen one, but instead, they silenced themselves. They wanted to bury the chosen one, but instead, they buried their own integrity. For light does not need to fight darkness, it simply shines and the shadows flee. 6. They carry the weight of purpose. Chosen ones do not live for themselves. Their lives are not small or ordinary, but heavy with assignments bigger than their comfort, bigger than their enemies, bigger than even their struggles. When they wake up in the morning, they are not simply living another day, they are carrying destiny on their shoulders. Every step they take, every challenge they face, every mountain they climb, is tied to a greater mission. And so when you try to destroy them, you are not fighting a person, you are fighting a purpose, and purpose cannot be killed. It may be delayed, it may be resisted, it may even be mocked, but it cannot be destroyed. The more you resist it, the more it manifests. This is why chosen ones often survive storms that would have crushed anyone else. Because their mission is not complete. Their lives are not their own, they belong to the assignment given to them. And those who fight them often find themselves frustrated, defeated, and even consumed by their own bitterness. Enemies often destroy themselves because they cannot comprehend that they are not opposing an individual, they are opposing destiny itself. To fight a chosen one is to step into a battle you cannot win, because you are fighting against the eternal. 7. Their setbacks are temporary, their comebacks eternal. You might think you have won when you see a chosen one stumble. You might clap when life knocks them down, thinking that finally their journey has ended. But what you fail to understand is that chosen ones specialize in comebacks. Their story is never finished at defeat, it is always rewritten in triumph. Setbacks are not permanent for them, they are pauses, not endings. The more severe their setback, the more powerful their return. Life itself seems to bend in their favor, using even the darkest chapters as preparation for their brightest victories. This is why mocking them is always a mistake, because the very thing you laughed at today becomes the platform of their breakthrough tomorrow. Their story is written in resilience. Their destiny is forged in perseverance. While their enemies gloat over their temporary struggles, they are quietly being prepared for an eternal comeback that no one saw coming. And when it happens, it often leaves those who mocked them in shock, regret, and silence. Chosen ones cannot be written off by temporary circumstances, because their narrative is not controlled by man but by God. The setback is only the setup for a comeback, and that comeback echoes forever. 8. They transform pain into power. Chosen ones have the unique ability to take what was meant to break them and turn it into fuel for greatness. They turn wounds into wisdom, tears into testimonies, pain into power. While others drown in their sorrow, chosen ones rise from it with new strength, new vision, and new determination. Their enemies can wound them deeply, but those wounds do not destroy them. Instead, they sculpt them, shape them, and mold them into stronger, wiser beings. Every heartbreak becomes a lesson. Every disappointment becomes clarity. Every painful season becomes a foundation for resilience. By trying to break them, enemies unknowingly contribute to their greatness. The irony of it all is that the chosen one's enemies become the very builders of their destiny, even while they think they are tearing it down. And the greater irony is this: while the chosen one rises, their enemies sink. The very bitterness, jealousy, and malice they carried eventually devour them, while the chosen one thrives, empowered by the pain they overcame. This transformation is what makes chosen ones unstoppable. They are alchemists of life, turning even the darkest moments into pure gold. Their pain becomes their power, and their scars become their crowns. 9. They always rise, and their enemies always fall. History has shown it repeatedly. Those who fight chosen ones always meet their downfall. It is not a matter of chance, it is a law written into the very fabric of existence. Pharaoh tried to stop Moses and ended up drowned. Goliath tried to stop David and ended up slain. Jealous brothers tried to stop Joseph and ended up bowing before him. Each time the chosen rose and their enemies were swallowed by the very pit they dug. This law has never changed. It is the rhythm of destiny. Chosen ones rise, enemies fall. To try to destroy a chosen one is to sign your own destruction. You cannot bury what God has planted. You cannot silence what heaven has declared. The chosen may be attacked, mocked, or betrayed, but their ending is always victory. Their rise is inevitable, and those who fight against them write their own downfall, for their energy of hatred always turns back on them. In the end, the chosen stand taller, brighter, and stronger, while their enemies crumble under the weight of their own schemes. That is why the wisest choice is never to fight a chosen one, because the battle is not against them, it is against the one who sent them. And in that battle, no enemy has ever stood victorious. When it comes to chosen ones, the truth is simple. You cannot destroy them. You only destroy yourself. Their story is written by a higher hand, and no weapon, no lie, no betrayal can undo what was divinely ordained. If you are a chosen one, remember this: your enemies are not your downfall. They are your confirmation that you carry a light too bright to ignore. This is the Chosen Seer channel. Like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more spiritual awakening videos. Thank you for watching.